Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to one more vocabulary class. Today, we are going to talk about how you can use advanced words in your test. But of course, this class will be useful for you to increase your English level in general. Okay? Of course, we won't have time to see many different advanced words, but I'm gonna give you a guide on how you should approach this topic. Okay. So if you're watching the recording of this video, I will ask you to speed the video up a little bit so you can get to the content per se. Okay. I'm gonna give some time for people who are on Instagram so they can come to YouTube. Hi. Hello, Douglas. Hello, Albuquerque. Edgar, how are you? So please come to YouTube, okay? Today I'm gonna give you some tips on how you can improve your score in the test, but also in general, how you can improve your English level using advanced words. And I think this topic is really important because it can help you to understand how to study advanced words actually. Okay? It's important for you to know that. It's important for you to have a guide so you can see, okay, I have these tools and I'm gonna use these tools so I can improve my vocab. Okay. I will ask you, if you are not in the Telegram group yet, please join the group. The link is in the description of this video on YouTube, and it's also the link is in bio on Instagram. Okay. It's important for you to come to YouTube because here you can see the slides. And after the class, I'm gonna share the PDF of this class with the people in the group. Okay. So without further ado, let's get started. Can you please tell me if the audio is okay? Just let me know, okay, if the audio is okay. Nice. I'm gonna let Instagram open for a while and then after I'm gonna close it, right? So let's get started. First things first, I always tell this to the students, okay? This is a class, so please be ready to take notes and turn off all your notifications on your cell phone and in your computer. I believe this is the best way for you to concentrate, to focus, and to get the most of it, okay? At the end of this class, there will be homework, as I have been doing all the free classes here on YouTube, right? So this class is particularly focused on English tests. The examples I'm going to give, I used the English tests, okay? But of course, you can use this context if you want to increase your vocabulary level in general in English, right? Because in this class I'm going to give you a guide on how you are going to study advanced words, and as a consequence you are going to increase your score in English tests, but you can also increase your English level in general, right? um, and something that is important is that the advanced words, they are usually more formal, okay? So when you increase your English level, you are going to start to learn how more formal words are used in English. So the advanced words, they are part of the formal words usually. Okay, not always, but usually. So bear that in mind. When I say bear that in mind, it means pay attention to that. Okay. Great. Hi, Patty, welcome. Let me know if the audio is okay, please. Right? I will just take a look at your Instagram. Great. So please come to YouTube. The link is in bio, right? Very well. But let's start with the definition. Teacher, okay, you are going to teach us how to work, to study advanced words, but what are advanced words? For this class, I consider advanced words, okay, the words that are B2, C1, and C2 in the Common European Framework. And we're going to say, teacher, but the B2 is not advanced, it's upper intermediate. But I decided to put this B2 inside this class because B2 is usually the level that universities and immigration uh, rules require you to have the score in your test, okay? But this is only for the class. What I want you to know is that if you understand B2, C1, and C2 levels, you will be good. You will increase your vocabulary level in the tests, but also in life. Okay? I think the B2 words they are important. That's why I included them here. And if you notice, when you see the Oxford list of advanced words, you are going to notice that they put the B2 together. Okay? That's why I decided as well. I think it's a good way for learning purposes, right? Thanks, Pash. The audio is okay, right? Great. So, what is the Common European Framework? The Common European Framework are the levels of English, okay? So we start with A and C. A1 and A2 is the two levels of basic, B1, B2 intermediate, C1, C2 advanced, right? For example, if you are studying for the Duolingo, you have, let me just put this better. If you are studying for the Duolingo, you will have the Common European here and the scores of the Duolingo on the left. Okay? So they say if you need W1, this is the first level or of intermediate, you have to get between 60 and 95 and so on. What happens is I decided to put Duolingo as an example, but you also have this table for the IELTS, for the TOEFL, for any other test that you're going to study, okay? I decided to put the Duolingo here because the Duolingo is a test that is built with artificial intelligence tools in the sense that when you do your writing, for example, the machine will recognize the words that are advanced or not. And that is particularly interest for you that is studying for the Duolingo because then you can anticipate, you can study the advanced words and try to use them in your test. Okay. But something really important, and I'm gonna put here. Don't be obsessed about studying advanced words. I have some students that they want to memorize. Sometimes they want to memorize all the advanced words they can. And when they speak or when they write, they don't sound natural, you know? So why is that? Because if you notice, I'm gonna show to you a nice tool you can use to see if the words are basic, intermediate, or advanced. Okay. If you noticed, in our daily lives, we don't use many advanced words. Okay. You don't need advanced words um, to live your life in English. Let's put like that. Okay, the advanced words they are really useful when you need to study for a test, or for example, when you need to increase your level of understanding in general. Okay, you want to go to the next level, and there are situations in which you need to be more formal, for example. So the advanced words they are useful in that situation. Okay, but don't be obsessed about that. They will count on your test, but I don't want you to be obsessed and give me a sentence with five advanced words in at once, because you will not sound so natural. Okay? Okay, so this is a disclaimer for you about this class. Okay? But it's important for you to try to increase your level a little by little because when you have, like I told you, formal situations or tests. Okay. I decided to separate this class in three parts. The first one, I'm gonna show to you how you can identify the level of a word. The second part, I'm gonna give you some tips on how you can use that in the writing. Just some examples of, okay? Because of course we don't have time for a complete lesson with all parts, okay? And then the last part, you are going to see how to use the advanced words in your speaking. Okay, I'm going to give you some examples. Okay, let's get started with the first part. You are going to identify the level of words using these three tools. The first one is the Oxford list. If you see in the comment, in the description of this video, there is a link to the Oxford list. You can take a look at it later. You don't need to look at it now, okay? Actually, maybe at the end of the class, I'm going to share my screen with you. You can take a look. The second one, you're going to use the Cambridge Dictionary. And I think we can do that. Let me see. I think I can show to you how you are going to identify that now. Okay. Let me just share my screen here. So for example, here I have the Cambridge Dictionary. Okay. For example, we're going to use a word. I'm going to put the word summit. Look, a summit is a meeting. But take a look at the level. It's C2. So the level will always be here. Okay, in this dark blue part here. This is C2, right? But if I want to see the word meeting, look, the word meeting is A2, right? Of course, they are not direct synonyms. You need to know when you're going to use one or the other one, okay? In your daily life, you're going to say meeting, but imagine you have an official meeting with politicians and people from the government, for example, okay? International conferences from the United Nations, you are going to use the word summit. Can you see? When you do that in this example, let me see. I think I didn't. Can you see? You weren't seeing anything that I was putting here. Now you can see, right? I'm sorry about that. This is so. Let's come back. This is the dictionary Cambridge, the Cambridge Dictionary, right? And you are going to see the level of the word here, C2, all right? If you take a look at the word meeting, it is A2. But something that I need to tell you is, and now you can see, right, Pachi? Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Okay, but something really important, when you use the dictionary, you should click here in the three dots, can you see? And you are going to select English. Okay, don't put in inglês português, or in my case here is inglês francês. English, because this is English dictionary, right? When we put here when you translate to inglês português or any other language, they don't give you the level of the word. Okay, so make sure your dictionary is only English. Okay, so in the dictionary, this is how you are going to check the level of the word. All right. Something that is interesting, use the Cambridge Dictionary not only for that, not only to see the level of the word, but also to check the pronunciation. If you click on this speaker here, you will see the pronunciation in British English because it's UK, and here you are going to see the pronunciation in American English. Can you see? It's exactly the same in this case of meeting. So meeting is a more basic word, right? While summit is more, I can say summit is more specific and it's also more advanced. Ah, teacher, but does that mean that anytime that I want to say meeting, I should use summit? No, because a summit is an important formal meeting between leaders of governments. Can you see? Summer has a more specific meaning. And this is something interesting about advanced level words. When the words are more specific, they are usually more advanced because that means that you can express yourself in English in a more specific way, concrete way. And that helps you to be more precise when you speak English. And as a consequence, your score increases. You know what I mean? And I always tell this to my students. When you take a test or even in a job interview, for example, right, you need to persuade people of something. Concrete language and specific vocabulary is really important. Okay, if you are in a job interview, for example, and I ask you, tell me something you are proud of in your career, you can say, "Oh, I'm proud of my master degrees," and that's it, because it was amazing, right? You use an adjective, and you don't say exactly what you think about specifically. Okay, you are proud of your master's degree, but what specifically in your master's? Is that related to a specific project you did? Can you see? When you develop when you express yourself in a more specific way, that's best for you. Okay, great. Okay, so this is the dictionary, right? Together with the words list of Oxford. The next one, it is called the Oxford Text Checker. And why is important? Imagine you need to do some homework. You're writing. For example, you are studying for the Duolingo or for the IELTS, okay? And you want to see if your essay has advanced level words. What do? You take your test, copy and paste here. Okay. So, for example, I'm gonna put this sentence here from the dictionary. I'm gonna put here. You can put anything, and then we check. Take a look. They will show to you the words with the levels A1 in blue and so on. Okay. So here I see that leaders is a word that is a B1 level. Can you see? Because it is in orange. Then I have the B2 in green. Okay. C1, the summit. Can you see? You can say, teacher, but summit here is C2 and here is C1. Yeah, because here I have the text checker is from Oxford and the dictionary is from Cambridge. Okay, so they don't agree all the time, but they are high level, right? I think that's important. Okay, so these are the three tools you can use, right? I think it's worth to show to you the Oxford Advanced list. You are going to, so my advice is that you save these websites on your browser. So when you are studying English, you can analyze the levels. Okay. I'm gonna remove this and then I'm gonna show to you the um, list of Oxford Advanced words. Nice. Here. This is the list you're going to download, okay, in the link below. So can you see the Oxford 5000 by CFR level, right? And they put here um, the B2 from C1 level, okay? And they have also C2, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, yeah. C1. And then we have C2. It's not showing, but it has. Can you see there are 8 pages here? I don't know what happened. Okay. My PDF is a little bit crazy. So Download this, okay? And use these three tools to help you when you are studying for your writing, for example, or when you are studying vocab or grammar in general. You can take your vocabulary notebook and take notes about the level of the words, okay? Um, what I usually do with my students is that I say to them, like, take a look at the list. And when you do, for example, you have to write about the advantages and disadvantages of working from home. You're going to take the list of words and see one or two advanced words that they would be useful for you and try to use them. Okay? But I don't want you to be obsessed. Remember, don't be obsessed about it. Okay? It's just for you to have one more tool when you study. Right? Nice. Thanks. Great, Patch. Okay. So let's come back here. We're going to do one exercise. I'm going to show to you one example of advanced words you can use in your writing, for example, right? Let me remove this. Okay, here. Now we are back here. Okay, the links of all these tools, they are below, okay, in this video. Um, my suggestion when you, okay, now you have the tools, how are you going to approach this topic, okay? In the writing, in the speaking as well, but in the writing, you can think about the advanced words into categories, okay? So you have linking words, adjectives, verbs, and the nouns, okay? You can also separate this in your vocabulary notebook. For example, you can have the topics. For example, you have in your vocabulary notebook social media. Then you have one page for social media. You're going to put words that you think they are useful when you have to answer topics related to social media. Okay? And you can use the advanced words from Oxford to help you, right? Inside this topic of social media, you can think about nouns and also adjectives, for example. Okay? But separate from that, you can have a list of linking words, for example, that are more advanced and they are helpful not only in the social media topic, but in any topic you have to write. Okay? And this is what we are going to see now, the linking words that are more advanced. Take a look at this list that I have here. On the left, I have basic linking words. On the right, I have advanced. So when you are writing, remember, this is for the writing. Why? Because in the writing, usually we are more formal, right? Let me just take my pen here. Yeah. In the writing, what happened? I can't use. Okay, here. I can't use my pen today. I don't know what happened. Today is a really complicated day. So take a look at here. In the writing, when I have here and, you are going to use, instead of and, which is basic, if you go there to the dictionary, you are going to see furthermore is more advanced. Okay? So you are going to use furthermore. I teach you, so I'm going to use furthermore 5 times in my essay. No, you're going to use only once. Be careful. Remember, I told you, don't be obsessed about advanced words. Don't overuse advanced words. That's not a good thing. You are going to use once, okay? Then you're going to help to increase your score. But instead of using but, you're going to use nevertheless, nonetheless. However, is more basic as well. So if you are able to use nevertheless, nonetheless, it's better. They are synonyms, okay? But on the left, I have the basic, and on the right, I have the advanced. So, therefore, it is o portanto, right? They are more basic, and I have consequently as a more advanced word. On the left, when you give examples, instead of using for example, you can say, for example, evidence for this appears in blah. But be careful. Don't use these advanced words many times. I'm going to repeat. Don't use this advanced word many times because your essay, maybe it will not be fluent and natural, okay? Another thing you can use to make it advanced, a good illustration of this is, okay? So let's do one exercise here. I'm going to give you this list. Complete the sentences with advanced linking words. You are not going to use, I'm going to use my pen like this. You are not going to use the basic words. We have 4 sentences, and you are going to use one of these in each sentence. Okay? I'm going to give you 2 minutes, and then we are going to see the vocabulary together. All right? While you are there, I'm going to ask people who are on Instagram, please go to YouTube, okay? Because the class is happening there, right? Let me see who is here. I'm gonna close the live here on Instagram. And then please come to YouTube, right? So you can have the PDF. Okay, let's see. I make internet purchases when I'm busy. My life. I am far more likely to purchase items online when under pressure at work. So, far more likely, it means the probability is higher. The probability is higher for me to purchase, to buy items online when I am under pressure at work. Which one would you put here in number 1? Furthermore, nevertheless, consequently, or evidence for this appears in, or a good illustration of this is. Okay, this is how you should do. Number 2, there are possible risks. We feel it's a sound investment. Here I have risk is something that is kind of negative, right? Kind of negative. When I say a sound here, it's not the noun, it's the adjective. When something is sound, it means it's good, it's positive. Okay? So there are risks. We feel it's a sound investment. Could you, so you can use the words on the left to help you to see which is the best one for you to complete here, right? So for example, if you say and, but, so, or for example, here I have a contrast. That's why in number 2, I'm going to use a contrast linking word. Okay? We're going to see in a minute. Okay, I see you put in the chat part. Great. Number 3, the house is beautiful. Na na na. It's in a great location. So here I don't have a contrast. I have an addition. Number 3. Right? Beautiful is positive. Great location is positive. So they are not contrast words. They add to each other. Right? So I'm gonna use furthermore. Number 3, furthermore. Good job. Okay, I can't write, so I'm gonna put here F furthermore. Okay, you know I have a problem with my pen. Okay, furthermore, right? The company is trying to reduce its costs. Staff who leave are not being replaced. So we need to reduce costs. Staff are not being replaced. It means substituted, right? So can you see this is a consequence, right? Consequently, so, but I'm gonna use advanced words, right? Consequently, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the numbers here. Furthermore is number 3. Number 4 is consequently. When I have a contrast, is number 2, right? There are risks, but we feel it's a sound investment. It's a good investment. So here is number 2. And then number 1 is evidence of this, right? Evidence of this appears in is number 1, right? So number 4 here couldn't be nevertheless because it's not a contrast, it's a consequence, okay? Nevertheless, nonetheless, and but I use when I have the idea of contrast, like I have here in number 2. There are risks, but we feel it's a good investment. It's a sound investment. Okay? Very good. I'm sorry I can't use my pen. So this is one example of how you can have basic words, but you can choose to use more advanced words. Remember, I'm going to highlight this is for the writing. Because if you use these words here, advanced, in your speaking, here, furthermore, when you use that in your speaking, that's not so good. Okay? So let the formal and advanced linking words for the writing. Right? When you speak, my advice for you is that you focus the advanced words in adjectives and nouns. Okay? Teacher, what is an adjective? Is something that I say to show the characteristic of something, right? The nouns, they are related to things and objects, people, and so on. So take a look at this. I have a picture here, and I'm going to say to you one exercise that is you are going to see in the speaking of the Duolingo, right? When you have to describe a picture. Summit is a word, it's a noun, it's not an adjective. Summit, it means the highest point in the mountain. É o pico, sabe o pico da neblina? Eu acho que no Brasil a gente tem o pico da neblina, né? Okay, so the summit of the mountain, it's the top, the highest point at the mountain, okay? So we are going to say summit. You can use this when you describe the picture in the Duolingo. We are going to say, in the background, I can see a beautiful mountain, and the summit of it is covered with snow, for example, right? Stunning and outstanding. Stunning is a really good word for you to use with the word view. É uma vista maravilhosa, right? So it's a stunning view. There is a lake and a mountain, and together they form a stunning view, for example. Outstanding is also an adjective, so stunning, I forgot to say. Stunning is an adjective. Outstanding is also an adjective and is also positive. Amazing, outstanding views. Can you see? I just gave you 3 words that you could use. You don't need to use all of them at once. Remember, don't use many advanced words at once. Okay? Don't be obsessed. You have to have a balance. Okay? So you're going to use 1 or 2. Right? This is it. The advanced words is something that I can say you're going to put carefully in your speaking and in your writing. Okay? So use them carefully. How to use them in the speaking. Okay, again, here, take a look at this picture. Imagine you have to describe this picture in your test, right? So, in the Duolingo, you can use the word summit as well. You're going to say teacher, but summit, né, não significa pico. O que que isso tem a ver com essa foto, right? Take a look. Summit is o pico da montanha, the top of the mountain. But summit, it means also, like we said at the beginning of the class, a formal meeting. Okay? It could be a conference. That's why I put this word here. Okay? Let me see your comments. Hi, Ingrid. Long time no see. It's so great to see you here. You don't have the material. Okay, no problem. I'm gonna send the material in the Telegram group, okay? So it's good that Ingrid made that comment because if you are here and you are not in the Telegram group, please go to the Telegram group because the material will be after the class. Okay, I'm gonna send the material there, right? The link is below, right? So you can access the Telegram group. You are going to go to a page, you put your name and your email, and then you have the link to the Telegram group, right? I'm so glad we're back. Welcome. So the word elegant, Wellington is putting there together with Pat. Yes, the word elegant, you can talk about the clothes they are wearing, right? So they are wearing elegant and formal clothes in the summit. You would have 3 advanced words in this sentence, okay? Elegant, you can talk about the people. You can also talk about design. For example, imagine you have a picture with no people. You have only a beautiful room, for example, with furniture, right? And you want to describe the style, the design. You are going to say elegant design. Okay? So not only for people, but also for things. And the word formal, this is really nice because in Portuguese we say like this: roupa social. Roupa social. Como fala roupa social? A gente quer dizer em português roupa formal, right? Business. A gente não fala social clothes. Be careful. In English, you are going to say formal clothes. Okay? So Patty said there is a summit conference and they are wearing elegant clothes. Nice. Excellent. That's it. Okay? They are wearing elegant clothes. Okay? Amazing sentence. They are wearing suits. Great, Wellington. That's it. So we could combine what Patty said with what Wellington said. There is a summit conference and they are wearing elegant clothes like suits and skirts, for example. I think there is a woman wearing skirts, right? Just as an example. Okay, in the background, we can see people wearing elegant and formal clothes. For example, the woman is wearing a skirt, for example. Okay. Nice. This is one example for the Duolingo, of course, but you can use these words in your life. You can use to write business emails or any other situation, okay, in which you need to be more formal. Okay. So that's it. Of course, we don't have time because these classes they take only 30 minutes here on YouTube. But if you see the list of advanced words from Oxford, you are going to see that you have many words there that you could use. Okay, so take that in mind. So bear that in mind, right? Homework. I'm gonna ask you. The password. Let's put the password. Let me tell Ingrid or anyone who is here and you haven't downloaded the PDF yet from the group. I put the PDF in the group, but if you see, you have to put a password. I protect the document because the idea is that you can open the file if you watched the class, right? That this is a way for me to help you to study, right? The password for this class will be the word summit with double M because as you've seen, we saw this word at the beginning and where we can see um, at the end of the class as well, okay? So the password is summit, right? Good. So there will be homework. What you are going to do? You are going to use two advanced words to describe a picture. Teacher, which picture? You are going to write one sentence with these two advanced words you chose in the comments of the post that I'm going to post on Instagram today on the feed. And I'm going to give you the feedback in your private inbox, in your private via direct message. And the picture will be this. Okay? So you are going to write a sentence there in the post I'm going to post today on Instagram. Don't worry, I'm going to send the link in the Telegram group as well. Okay? If you have any questions, feel free. Okay? I'm all ears. I would like to say a really big thank you for you. The link uh, the link in the Telegram is below here in the description, okay? And the Instagram link I'm going to send in the Telegram group, right? Tonight, right, guys? The post is always around 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m., right? So you can have some time to write there, right? Great, good job. Um, Remember, today is January 12th. Next week, I'm going to open the registration for the speaking lab. The speaking lab is, I'm going to put here the link to you, is a conversation group. I'm going to open this class, this conversation group next week, okay? And I would love if you would be able to come. It will be a really nice price. I can really assure to you it is accessible. And I'm going to send the information to everybody on January 18th. Okay? I hope you like. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. That will help me a lot, right? And will help this channel grow. And I'll be waiting for you. Tomorrow, there will be a live session on Instagram at midday. And what's going to happen tomorrow? I'm gonna talk about how I learned German. It will be fun, okay? If you want to laugh with me, come because I'm gonna talk about how I learned German. And I'm gonna ask you to come to the live with me so we can speak together, right? Don't worry, the live session it will not be recorded, but we will be able to talk on Instagram tomorrow at midday. Okay, it's a lot of things, right? If you want, you can study every day with me here in this channel on Telegram. Okay, and please come to the speaking lab because you will have a lot of fun in our conversation group. Okay, thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoyed the class and see you next one. Bye.